Hi, in this video, we're going to be using StatCrunch to look at two variables, from the weight of the textbook example in the intro video, pages and weight for 10 textbooks. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so I have a couple of files opened. On the left here, this is just an Excel file with the data that I collected from the 10 textbooks from my bookshelf over there and my kitchen scale, okay? And we recorded them in hundreds of pages. And then on the kitchen scale, I weighed each, and this is their weight in ounces. So what I have here is a little worksheet that you guys have to do with your height and shoe size data from your class, but I'm gonna follow along using the textbook data. Okay. So the first couple of things to do for you regard getting to the point where you have an open Excel sheet. So I'll talk to you about that in class. So we're going to go down to number 3. Use the process demonstrated on the video for linear regression, okay? And so we're going to go to my stat lab and choose StatCrunch. So we'll go ahead and do that. So this is my stat lab for me, and these are my courses. So I'll open up this statistics class for us. Should look similar to yours, one of yours. And here is StatCrunch. So I'll click on that. Now, really, I just want to open StatCrunch to put my own data in it. But when I clicked on this second option, I had some sort of issue with my credentials. So I found that I could also go through this path. So clicking on data sets from your textbook, okay, try this again. Clicking on data sets from your textbook. And it doesn't matter which data set I open. So I'm just going to open up any data set just to get the StatCrunch open for us. And then going down to StatCrunch, going over to StatCrunch, that first pull down menu, click on, scroll down to new or go down to new data table and click on that. And so now we have a data table where we can enter the data that we want to analyze. Okay, so I'd like to transfer the data that's in the Excel sheet into StatCrunch. So the first thing I have to do is go over to var1 and click on that, and it highlights it. So delete the var1 and put in the name of my first row of data. So I'm just going to call it pages _ hundreds, because I don't know what the variable naming restraints are in StatCrunch, but I don't want to bump into them. So underscore is more easily acceptable in more, situations. So I'm going to go ahead here and highlight the data and just use Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste. All right, and now the same for the weight in ounces. Okay, I'm just going to extend the size of the column so we can see better, and highlighting here the ounces from copying and pasting. Okay, so now this is our data. So going back over to my worksheet, I see that in number 3, we open up the data sets and bringing it through. So we basically covered 1 A through D. And now we need to run the regression. Okay, so here are the instructions and I'll demonstrate. So we're going to go to stat on StatCrunch. And then choose regression and simple linear. And then this input screen pops up for us. So we have to choose the X variable. And in my weight of my textbooks and pages, my X variable in that problem was the number of pages. And the Y variable was the weight in ounces. And now there's some various options here, some of which are interesting perhaps at another time. But today, the only thing I want to note is that we're going to keep this fitted line plot. That should be the default, but we're going to keep that as the default. And we're going to look at that graph. So clicking compute, we get a 2-screen output. Screen 1 of 2 gives you numbers and tables and also a regression equation over here. And screen 2 of 2, which is where I'd like to start, is a graph of our data and the best fit line. Okay. So let's go ahead and look back at what we need for our worksheet. And number 4 says, well, E said to run the regression, and we did, and we have the output over here on the left on our screen. And 4 says copy and paste an image of the fitted line plot here. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to use my print screen option and just take a picture of this fitted line plot. Copy that picture to my clipboard. Come on down here and just paste it into my worksheet. Okay, so that's weight in ounces and hundreds of pages. And what we see is that as pages increase, so does the weight of the textbook. And then we discussed this in the intro video. So a little more there if you need to review. And then let's go ahead and see what's next. Copy and paste an image of the regression output here. And as you can see, I kind of jumped ahead. So, but this is the same. This is a screenshot from page 1. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to go through. The rest of these questions we'll go through in class, and then you guys will take some time to do your worksheet on height and shoe size. I'll see you then.